Good morning, everybody. And for anyone that was not able to join us live this morning that's watching the recording, welcome to the NP Skills Labs. So this morning we're going to overview what the labs are, how they work, how to get started, and how we will help you as you are starting to work with them. In fact, those are the topics of the presentation. What are the NP Skills Labs? How do the NP Skills Labs work? How do you get started? And then how do we help you along the way? The NP Skills Labs, there's 6 labs: endotracheal intubation, arterial line insertion, central line insertion, thoracentesis, paracentesis, and chest tube. And how these work is you're going to be using your Oculus Quest mobile VR headset, and you're going to work with these labs as you might if you were working with perhaps a mannequin in a sim center. Very similar kind of a process. You won't necessarily be needing to use the hand controllers from your Oculus Connect headset, because these are set up for hand tracking. So you can just use your hands to perform all of the operations within each procedure. So the way these are set up is there are hints and guides that assist you in performing the procedure here in an immersive learning environment, and that's the guided mode. And you can do the guided mode as often as you like. And once you're confident that you don't need the hints and guides any longer, then you can repeat the lab in the expert mode. The expert mode is the exact same skill. It's just that all of the hints and guides have been turned off. In order to complete that particular procedure and move on, you need to do the lab one final time in an exam mode. And the exam mode is an expert mode. It doesn't have hints or guides. And it's a one-time indication to your faculty that you're confident in your ability to perform this procedure in VR. Once you complete the exam mode, you can come back and you can do the guided mode as often as you like. You can do the expert mode as often as you like, but once you've completed the exam mode, then you don't need to do that again. So that's a one-time only thing. One of the things that you'll do when you first start using the NP Skills Labs is when you're in the lobby, when you first arrive in the VR, it gives you the opportunity to change your height. So then you can adjust your height within the VR up or down. You can change that at any time. So if you need to go back and change it again, you can certainly do that. This allows you to have a comfortable, as if you were adjusting the bed height with the patient, if you were working with the patient in the hospital. So these are intended to be used standing up. It's possible to use these sitting down. So if there's a reason that you need to do them sitting down, then you can use them that way. But they're intended to be used with you standing. You'll need approximately a 4 by 4 foot area in your home or wherever it is that you're working with your Quest. So that's going to be the play space. That's what it's called in Quest, that you need to have set up, and that'll be plenty large enough so most people can accommodate that. There are some parts of the procedure that are tracked so that you can track your progress, and also your faculty can see how you're doing. And then we have support that we provide for you. We found that, and these labs now have many cohorts have gone through and used these labs, and we've had hundreds of students that have completed them. We found that once we get you started, it's very straightforward. So it's just a matter of, if you have any difficulties getting started, then we can help you work through that. And then once you are up and running, typically everybody is able to work through those without much additional assistance. So in order to know how you're doing, for the entire suite of all of the labs, the system is tracking how many attempts have you made, what's your overall mastery, how many sessions have you logged in, how much time have you spent, and then for each individual lab, it breaks down how many times have you attempted that lab guided, how many times have you attempted it expert, what's the elapsed time that you've spent, what's your mastery for that particular lab, and what errors have you made. So if we can see if you're having a repeat problem with that lab. Something that I would suggest to you is that more is more here with these. So one of the big benefits of immersive learning, doing work like this in VR, is that you have a tendency to remember learned skills longer, and it's directly tied to how often you repeat the procedure. So you have an unlimited amount of practice at your disposal. So we suggest that you might want to do the guided mode many times, and perhaps the expert mode many times. So it doesn't benefit you at all to be in a hurry and race through these. Also, at the end of the course, your lab license moves from a course license over to an open lab license. So you will have permanent access to these skills labs on your Quest after the course is over. So you can come back at any time after the course is over if you'd like to refresh any of these skills. And then as these are updated and as more labs are added to them, perhaps in the future, you would have access to those in open lab as well. So the big question of the overview presentation here is how to get started. So what do we suggest that you do? Well, it starts by buying a Quest. So the first step is to purchase and set up your Oculus Quest 2. So there's basically 5 steps. Once you have received your Quest, then you're going and set it up. Then you're going to log in to your class in the inciteVR system. That's not in Brightspace. That's not in your learning management system for Purdue Global. That's in our backend. After you've logged in, then you're going to download and install NP Skills Lab on your Quest, and you'll do that through the Oculus library system. After you have it installed in your Quest and launch it, while you're in the Quest, it's going to ask you to pair your Quest headset with that system. So what this allows you to do is, if you needed to change headsets, if you had a different headset in the future, you can repair a different headset to your profile on our system. So the system is tied to you and your email, not to your particular device. So you can log into the system and you can use this with a variety of different Quest headsets, and all you have to do is just repair them. Then, of course, you're going to use NP Skills Lab. So as you can see, I have some key terms here highlighted in gold: set up, log in, install, pair, and use. So that's the procedure. When you're getting started, the first thing that you need to do is you need to have a Facebook email. So this system doesn't really care about your Facebook account. It just needs your Facebook email because it's a system. The Oculus system, Oculus belongs to Facebook, is a single sign-on. So the reason that they're requiring that you have a Facebook account and an email is so that you can use that single sign-on. If you don't already have a Facebook account, you will need to start one just so that you can get this email. You don't ever have to use it. This system doesn't use anything on Facebook. This system doesn't share anything on Facebook. You can completely block your Quest from any kind of activity on Facebook. So there's no involvement here in Facebook other than having to have the email. When you purchase your Quest, you're going to set it up using an app on your phone. So there's an app for Android and an app for iOS. It doesn't seem intuitive at first, like, why do I have to have a phone to use my VR headset? But it's a mobile VR headset, and it uses the phone and the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth of your phone to first set itself up. So you're going to download this app onto your phone, and then your phone is going to walk you through step by step a very simple wizard to get your headset set up. So we have some tutorials that we suggest that you might want to follow. If that wizard system in the phone left you with any questions or difficulties, so you can follow those. We have links to those here. You can buy the headset from Oculus, from Best Buy, from Walmart, and from Amazon. If you buy it from Oculus or Best Buy, it's the exact same price. So Best Buy does not mark them up at all. This slide is wrong, by the way. You won't be buying the 64 gig. Now the small version, same price, so you get twice as much memory for the same price, is 128 gig. We recommend that you get the 128 gig version, the lesser expensive one, the one for $299. By the way, if you happen to have somebody else that could benefit from having an Oculus Quest headset, right now Oculus has a deal, a sale, where you can get $100 off on a second headset. So if you buy two headsets, the second headset is $199. So that's a pretty good deal. And if you're wondering, like, why would I want two headsets? If you have a family member or a friend and you want to do multiplayer Quest games, then this is a great way to get an inexpensive headset. So establish a Facebook account and get that email, because you're going to need it to log in to your Oculus account that you're going to use on your phone, whether it's Android or Apple. And then we have some tutorial videos that you can follow and get your Quest all set up. Before we move on to the logging in part, something that we would encourage you to do is spend a little bit of time with your Quest 2 and get comfortable with the system and how it works. So there's a number of really good free VR titles that are available in the Quest library. And I would recommend that you download those, some of them, and try them just to become familiar with how the headset works, how the menu system works, all of the parts of the environment of the Quest before you actually start using it for work. By the way, anything that you buy that goes on your headset, those applications, those belong to you. Those are private to you. Nobody else can see them. We can't see them. Purdue Global can't see them. So you are free to purchase whatever you would like to purchase in terms of library. And there are some really good associated applications that you can buy for the Quest that you might find useful. There's a really nice A&P VR, for example. So there's some other tools for work that you can buy that you can use on the Quest, in addition to the tools that we'll be using here. So the step to log into our system is, there's 9 parts, and it happens really fast. So this sounds a lot more complicated than it is. But the most important thing is to be on the lookout for an email that you're going to receive from your faculty. So you're going to get an email that's going to come to your Purdue Global address and email address. And it's going to give you a class link that you need to click on. And when you click on that class link, it's going to take you to our backend, to the inciteVR backend, to the cloud-based system. And you're going to use that to join the class. When you say that you want to join the class, you're going to create a profile and join the class. It's going to send you a verification link, which you'll click on and go, yes, that was me. I did intend to do that. And then you'll click on the sign up button. Your faculty member will get an alert that you're pending, and he or she will join you to the class. And then once you've been in the class, you're actually going to get another email from the system that says you're enrolled in the class. Once you've been enrolled in the class, then you can start using the NP skills on your headset. And we have a guide that you can follow to get it installed. So you're going to use the Oculus system to download NP Skills Lab. So then we have an install guide that you will have the link to, which I'm putting in the chat right now. And that install guide, step by step, explains what you need to do in order to install this on your headset. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to log into your profile on the Oculus website, and then you're going to download NP Skills by hitting the free button with this link that we have for you to follow. By the way, you get another email from the system with this link. You click on the free button, and then NP Skills is in your library in your Quest. So you'll go into your Quest, and you'll see that in your library, you have a new icon that says NP Skills. You'll click on that, and then when you do, you're going to arrive in the lobby. And in the lobby, it's going to give you a 5-digit code. And that 5-digit code is what you're going to use, excuse me, to pair your headset with our system. You only have to do this once for a given headset. So once your headset is paired, you don't have to repair that headset. You're going to go back to our system with that code and click on your account in the upper right-hand corner, and there's a pull-down menu that will come up, and you'll click on Pair Headset and input the 5-digit code, and then you'll be all set. So after you have the system installed in your headset, if you have any questions at all about using the system, then we have a support page. And that support page has some videos that we recommend very strongly that you watch each video before you do the lab. So for example, the very first video at the top of our support page is the video for the lab for endotracheal intubation. So we would recommend that you would watch that video all the way through to see exactly what the expectation is for how this lab works in VR in the guided mode. And we have one of those videos for each of the labs, plus a video about how to adjust your height and also how to log out. On that support page, we also have a FAQ. If there are some questions that you might have, these are questions that we typically see about the NP Skills Labs. We need to update that because it's no longer the 64 gig model. So then this support page has typically been everything that students have needed. Once you see the video and watch somebody else, us, go through the lab first, then you have a really good idea of exactly how the lab is intended to function. And then when you get in, there aren't any surprises. And you can do it a number of times guided, and then do it a few times expert, and then take the exam mode, and then move on to the next lab. In review are 5 steps: set up, log in, install, pair, and use. So to help you, we have our install guide, we have our tutorial videos, we have our FAQ, and we would ask that if you have any questions, need any help, the first thing that you would do to indicate to us that you need help is to send us an email at support@inciteVR.com. So that email is received by every person on our team, both in California and in Portugal. So first of all, it expands our support day. So it ends up being typically from about 5 a.m. Pacific to about 10 p.m. Pacific. So that's 8 a.m. to like 1 in the morning if you're East Coast. So we receive the email, we will respond almost immediately. And I think that if you had talked to other students in the program that had already done this, they would tell you, typically a support email to these guys gets responded to like within 10 or 15 minutes. Most questions can be answered with the first email. Sometimes we need to give you some additional information that you might need. Maybe you're having a problem with your phone getting set up or whatever it is. Email is the best way for us to do that, at least at the start. So please take advantage of that first in your first contact with us in order to get your help and get you underway. Okay, so there we go. There's an overview of using the NP Skills Lab. Can I answer any questions? If you do have questions that strike you after this meeting is over, or if you're watching the recording, then you can send those questions to Jay Kiggins, that's me, Jim Kiggins, jkiggins@inciteVR.com, or you could send the question to support@inciteVR.com, and then anyone from the company may answer it, but please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help you, and we want to make sure that you don't have any difficulties getting set up. because we know that once you get set up, these are going to work great for you.
Jim, we wanted just to share a few notes just related to Purdue Global specifically, just to hopefully kind of prevent from issues later too. So if you don't mind, I'll just take like a few minutes. Is that okay?
Great. I'm all done,
Okay.
Andrea. So
As I say, just a couple things. You might have other things to share too. I'll just share my screen quick for all of you. So related to Purdue Global specifically, we wanted to address at the orientation that myself, Dr. Andrea Hughes, as well as Dr. James Brinson, who is not able to be on the call today, we are your faculty contacts for any issues related to the kind of Purdue Global side of things, whereas Jim and his team are for the technology. What to expect with this obviously is exposure to the skills. As Jim mentioned, all of those skills are included within this lab. We do not expect you to be an expert on these skills after completion of this lab. As we know, not all adult gerontology acute care nurse practitioners even perform these skills routinely after they get out of school. Additional credentialing would be required at your facility to perform these skills. And this is really, and you will have additional learning opportunities, usually maybe in clinical or even in your workplace if you use these skills. So we just want you to know that this is really just to gain exposure and to start into, you know, kind of your learning with these skills specifically. After you do complete these requirements here with the skills lab, we do have debriefing sessions. You do need to attend one of these, and so these are the times that are set up in that unit 7 week, I believe. This should be within the course announcement that should be posted within the Purdue Global course that you are in right now. Like I said, attendance during one of these is required for overall completion. And then just questions and comments once again. This should be posted in your Purdue Global course by tomorrow if it's not already. And then once again, my contact as well as Dr. Brinson. If you have things directly to Purdue Global, you know, that aren't related to the technology, you can contact us directly. Thanks, Jim. We just wanted to kind of give a brief there.
Good add-on, Andrea. And that's a really good clarification. Is the primary benefit of doing these in VR is that down the road, sometime, when you need to do one of these procedures, you're going to recall the steps in the checklist very clearly. That's one of the big benefits of working in VR, is that long-term recall of learned skills is dramatically improved, sometimes up to 2,000% when compared to traditional types of learning. Also, something that we did not intend when we first started doing this several years ago, that's become a thing, is this literacy, immersive training literacy, is going to be an important skill for nurse practitioners, because more and more often you'll see doctors prescribing immersive therapies that will be happening. You'll have patients that will be doing immersive therapies, pain control, whatever it is, in VR. So you'll know exactly what it is that they're doing, and perhaps may need to mediate that. So that's another unintended benefit. So Andrea and Alexis, that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Jim. And thank you so much, Dr. Hughes. All right, and for those of you who are watching this video, thank you all for attending today. And for those who are unable to make it, the recording should be available by tomorrow within your courses. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Take care, everybody.